Yeah, I know I use the same intro, but I really love the way it has come out. Hey, what's up guys, Vinith here and welcome back to my YouTube channel, V Diaries. This is Moto X4. I have also made separate videos on its hands-on experience, gaming and camera performance. So if you have not seen those videos, you know where the car appears, right? I have been testing this device from past 3 weeks and this phone does appear to be a mix of good and bad. Now before jumping into the video, if this is your first time on my channel, then do hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to get notified whenever I upload something new. If you end up liking what you see and appreciate the effort that goes into making these contents, then don't forget to drop a like on this video. Enough of the pitch now, let's roll the intro. The very first thing that I want to address about this phone is its classy looking design. Let me confess, this phone is sheer beauty from top to bottom. It feels good to hold and certainly carry a style statement. One thing that doesn't go along with this holding thing is its back. Due to smooth glass at the back, it is slippery AF. Corning Gorilla Glass does protect the front and the back from scratches, but it certainly attracts fingerprints very easily. The aluminum frame going around the borders adds elements to its beauty. The only thing that I don't like about this design is camera bump at the back. I mean, by this time we should be used to all those bumps, but this certainly has its own existence. This could be worrisome if you go rough with your phones. The glass covering the camera does give it a solid protection because I have used this phone naked most of the times and till date it is scratchless. So overall a sturdy phone, probably the best looking phone I have used so far that has bezels. The next thing that I want to talk about this phone is smaller 5.2 inch 1080p LTPS IPS LCD panel. Too many short forms, right? No worries, but it boils down to 424 pixels per inch. It is IPS display, not an AMOLED. That's why it's not the clearest, not the brightest, but the vivid mode in the display settings add that punch to overall display saturation. You can clearly notice the difference between the standard and vivid mode, but sometimes the vivid mode goes overboard and doesn't appear soothing to the eyes. The display is decently visible in sunlight and the viewing angles are also great. The touch is pretty responsive and I did not face any issues with it whatsoever. You can also change the display size through its display settings, so if you're a fan of small fonts and small icons, then this facility is available at your disposal and I personally like it a lot. Even with that 5.2 inch relatively smaller display, it is still not single-handed usage friendly because of that thick forehead and chin, but certainly doesn't require a lot of efforts like any other 5.5 inch phone out there that has bezels. Coming to its internals and performance, this phone hosts Snapdragon 630 octa-core CPU clocked at 2.2 GHz. This is a new mid-range CPU from Snapdragon after their famous 625. The X4 comes in two variants, a lower one that has 3 GB of RAM and 32 GB of storage, which I am using right now, and there is one more that comes with higher 4 GB RAM and also has higher 64 GB of storage. It has Adreno 508 GPU and gaming on this thing is quite smooth. I have already covered the benchmark and its performance aspect in my gaming review. The daily tasks performed like a breeze and I did not face any hiccups while shuffling through various tasks. Most of the mid and low intensity tasks are stored in the RAM itself, which resulted into faster switching of the apps, making the multitasking a charm on this phone. What isn't satisfying is the battery backup. I did get 4 to 5 hours of screen on time, but when you consume media or play a game, the battery drains very fast. And even though I got through the entire day, at the end I was looking for a charger. The turbocharger included in this box charges this phone from 1 to 100% in less than 1.5 hours, which is quite impressive. But one thing that I have observed that this phone does get warm on aluminum frame side when it's charging or even while playing games. This phone has Bluetooth 4.0, but with the Oreo update that will also be upgraded to Bluetooth 5.0. This phone supports wireless sound system where you can connect 4 different wireless speakers using the Bluetooth connection and play music through the phone. The phone has standard things like FM radio and can be used even without headphones plugged in. The output via speaker is quite decent, but what makes it louder is its forward firing location under the earpiece.
I think we're in the clear. Oh shit, hit it!
Media consumption and gameplay does get interesting with good sound playback. Talking about its software, it brings stock Android experience with some Moto features on the top. The Moto app provided does provide some convenience to your use. You can turn on the night display that basically reduces the blueness on the screen, so it won't be stressful to your eyes when you're looking at it in the dark. Some nifty features provided in the Moto app like gestures that can be used even when the phone is locked. For example, you can turn the camera on by double twisting the phone. You can start a rear flash by chopping the phone. You can take a screenshot by placing the 3 fingers on the screen at the same time. You can shrink the screen by swiping on the screen diagonally from right to left. This sometimes is a hit and miss. You can flip the phone for do not disturb. You can wave on the sensors to activate the Moto display that basically gives you time summary and pending notifications. This comes very handy when you are in a hurry. There are some interesting features which are included in the Moto app. For example, if you are not a fan of on-screen buttons and want to make full use of that display, then you can activate the one-button navigation mode, wherein the fingerprint sensor can be used in multiple ways using different actions. Tapping once will take you to the home screen, long tap will lock the phone, right swipe will open the app tray, and swiping to the left will act like a back button. Another talked feature by Motorola about the Moto app is this Moto key. Just like Google Lock, it can save your app and website logins, and you can log in using your fingerprint directly. Whenever you log in any app for the first time, the Moto key will prompt you to save the credentials which you can later use to log into those apps. In addition to this, you can also log into your Windows systems using this Moto application. Unfortunately, this facility is not available for Mac. The way you can do it is you can log into motorola.com/motokey on your PC, download the Moto Key app depending upon your 32 or 64-bit operating system, run through the installation and open the Moto Key app on PC as well as the phone. Enable Bluetooth on both these devices. After that, a barcode will appear on the PC screen. Follow on-screen instruction on your phone and scan the barcode. Complete the Bluetooth connection and return to the setup. And the final step is to enter your Windows password. Now once the setup is done, go to the Windows lock screen. There will be an option to log in through the Moto key. Hit the spacebar and a prompt will appear on your phone. Input your fingerprint and voila, you're logged in. The only requirement is your phone need to be connected with your PC through Bluetooth. So overall, software experience is pretty sweet, and if you're a fan of stock Android, you'll enjoy your time with this phone. Coming to its most advertised feature, which is its dual camera setup. Since this review itself is going to be very big, I thought its camera required its own space, hence I have already covered its camera aspect in a separate video in more detailed and comprehensive manner. If you want to touch base on that point, here is the card and there is a link in the description as well. But overall, the verdict about the camera says it is good but not the best, especially when it is priced at 21,000 and 23,000 price bracket, and companies banking quite a lot on its dual camera feature. So this brings us to the end of the video, and to conclude, let's list out the pros and cons. A beautiful design, sturdy build, quite a good performance and front facing camera. Cons: average battery life, display, rear camera which couldn't be counted as a con but could have been a little better. That's pretty much for this video, guys. If you ask me, this phone certainly doesn't have the greatest camera, but it is a very decent one as compared to its price, considering the other aspects of this phone like performance and looks, and it really does a better job as compared to the other mid-rangers. So if you want those looks to kill for, or if you are a gaming enthusiast and can settle for the camera performance it has to offer, then I have linked it below in case you want to buy it. Do use that link to help my channel. Thank you for watching. This has been Vinit, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace!